Okay, so you're looking in on a foreigner in the Philippines. I moved out to the Philippines about 3 years ago from America. I'm a British American expat. 20 years ago I was in, or 25 years ago now, I was in America from the UK. Moved to America and then I moved here. So I'm now married to a Filipina, and if you have seen any of our other videos, you've probably seen True Confessions of a Filipina Wife. And that was my wife, Beth. And so now Beth is on the camera and on the questions, and I'm in the hot seat, expecting that I will be roasted alive by her questions, because I gave her a few difficult ones when I interviewed her. So, Beth, go ahead, shoot.
Yeah, it's your time to be in the fire again, okay?
Okay.
So, I think it's normal for some foreigners, that some foreigners go to the Philippines to get married, right? To find
Absolutely,
a Filipina. But
Yes.
my question is, why mostly foreigners choose young Filipina?
Well, looking at it on a purely practical, spoilt, foreigner look, why would you not go for a beautiful young woman if you can? And so the answer is, why do they do that? Because they can.
Oh.
And so it really is as simple as that. Plus, the younger woman may give them a chance at being a father again in a different way, a different dynamic. Plus, many of the foreigners that come to the Philippines, they don't come to find a wife. They may come to find a woman, and certainly there are plenty of women who work in that part of the entertainment industry who are willing and ready and willing to do that. So there's the bar scene, there's the clubs, there's the darker underbelly of what I think of. That's how I think of the Philippines in that particular area. And these are usually men with some money to spend, and they're going for a good time. They're usually drinkers, and that puts me out straight away. I'm an ex-musician, a former musician from the UK. I've worked in the entertainment industry for 25 or 30 years, and I've seen all the bars, restaurants, clubs, entertainment facilities that I ever want to see. I don't want to go in another bar. I don't want to have anyone else get drunk while they're with me. So I lead a very, very simple life. And when I came out here, I actually didn't expect to find a wife. I thought that that was a past thing for me. And then, the way that it happened, I met my wife, you, and things changed. By then, I actually thought, because I was here, I was seeing lots of beautiful women, and they seemed to be responsive to me. So I decided that I would look. And that's when you turned up, and I remember that you sent me a text. You were given my number by someone else. You sent me a text, and I remember the text. It said, is there any way that we can meet? I am looking for the one. Please be honest with me. Are you not already in a relationship? And for some reason that appealed to me. You mentioned some very important things. You indicated that you wanted someone who was loyal, so you were not willing for you or for me to entertain infidelity. You were not prepared to do that. You asked me to be honest, which for me indicated that you had a respect for the truth, and that you wanted a clear and clean relationship. And I responded back, I said, I am not in a relationship, and I am not looking for many women. I am only looking for one. And if I find the one, I will not betray her.
Yeah.
And on the basis of that, we met.
Yeah.
And
So
we met in the reception of the hotel where I was staying. Now, that was an exciting time. There'd been an earthquake that day, a 7.3 earthquake in Cebu, which I'd felt during the day, and the aftershocks just kept coming. So we would sit in the reception and we would talk for maybe 10 minutes, and then the alarm would go off, an aftershock would be happening, things would be shaking. We'd have to run outside and stand in the parking lot of the hotel, and then we'd be allowed to go back in. 10 minutes or 15 minutes later, we'd have to do exactly the same thing. So, yes, it was a different way of asking, did the earth move for you? Yes,
yeah,
it did.
so thanks to a good friend who introduced me to you. So
Yeah.
you know, so yes, destiny meet the two of us. So, and we're still working in a relationship. So it's a work in progress.
You're talking about now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's never the meeting, working, changing, growing is never over.
Yeah.
In fact, when that does happen and the growing stops, that's usually when the marriage is ended, because you stop being willing to change for each other.
So here's my next question. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
What?
My next question is, you know, I don't want to make it into a general, you know, but there are some Filipina who just married to a foreigner because of their own agenda, right? I think but not all Filipina, because there's still a lot of good Filipina who just have a good intention, you know, but as far as I read some of the news, you know, there's some Filipina who have their own agenda about money, you know, and especially the American dream to go to America. So are you not scared about it?
Of course, I'm always scared of the hidden agenda, but that's not limited. It's not limited to Filipinas. I've been through the mill more than once. I've had my share of betrayals, done my share of being a bad boy. I haven't been an angel. What I've learned now is that the important thing is to try to be loyal, honest, and true. And those are the main qualities that I look for in a wife. And I looked at you, and I can't explain logically why I think that I was able to accurately define whether you were all of those things. But there was something about you. You told me that you were a born-again Christian, quite different to my own views. And that meant that you were following some kind of a path. So as long as you're on a path and you're seeking change and you're looking at things from a spiritual point of view, even if they're greatly different to mine, then I knew that I would probably be able to work with that.
Yeah.
So yes, I was concerned, of course. In fact, even now, whenever you love something greatly, there's always the fear that you might lose it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think for most people, there may be those people who are so courageous, so confident, so sure of everything, that they absolutely know nothing's going to go wrong. I envy you. Please send me the secret, because I would love to have it. But for me, I am a mere mortal, and I think that fear of losing is always there. As soon as you try for something great, there's the fear of losing it. Also, I have noticed that when two people are very happy together, this is a magnet for others
To
to
destroy.
want the same,
Yeah.
and to want what you have.
Yeah, yeah.
So there will be women who want to take what Beth has, not too many I don't think, but there will be men who want to take what I have. You can't take prisoners. So if your partner wants to leave, I don't believe that you should have to fight for the affection of the one that you're with. I believe that if you are doing your part, being honest, loyal and true, if that person doesn't value that, then they would be doing you a kindness by leaving and going with someone else. Let the other man deal with it.
Yeah, I got your point, you know. But it leads me to my next questions, you know. I think whatever country you came from or what country you live, I think infidelity has always been known, right?
Infidelity.
Yeah,
Yes.
even in the side of the woman or to the man.
Yes.
So, what's your views about infidelity? Whether it's in you or in me?
Infidelity is the thing which I believe once there has been infidelity in a marriage, for me, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. If someone goes outside their marriage, it doesn't break the marriage. The marriage was already over. That's my feeling on that. Needs were not being met. Changes were not being made. They were not listening to each other, or it was simply a bad choice. There are no bad marriages, there are bad choices. People have made a choice based on all the wrong reasons, and it won't last. If one person has decided that they're going to be more sensible and not demand this and not demand that, and then they marry someone who in actual fact they're settling for,
Yeah.
then it's not going to work. One of my questions to you were, you're 26, 27, and I'm a lot older. So aren't you settling? And that was one of my questions for you. Are you settling? And the person who is being settled for is not going to be thankful.
Yeah.
You're never grateful if someone has settled for you. Well, I wanted somebody else. I wanted somebody taller, thinner,
Yeah.
fatter, richer.
Yeah, because because if you settle for that person, it means that you just have no other choice, right?
It does, and it means that you think less of the person that you're settling for.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want anyone to settle for me. If a person thinks that they're settling for me as a friend, or settling for me, in your case, as a husband, you're not helping me. Eventually, that person that has been settled for will realize it, and they will feel devalued, cheated of love, and in its own way betrayed. It will not be according to the real loving someone for better or for worse till death do you part. That's settling for someone is not that. So even as you enter the marriage, you've already, or the relationship, you have already ruined it. So infidelity, no. I can't. Almost anything else I think that you can work through. You know, if you're too late or too early or too fat or too thin, and me too, we can work on that. If you're too loud or too soft, if you're selfish or you're too generous or you're smothering me or controlling, all of those things can be worked on. But if a third person has entered the picture, now I don't see it. Maybe I should be big enough to forgive that. Like one time when we talked about this, you asked me, well, so you wouldn't, and I told you my viewpoint, I wouldn't, no, it would be finished for me. And you said, you wouldn't forgive a mistake?
I think
And I said, no.
I think on my viewpoint about infidelity is that person made that kind of mistakes because he is not already happy with the relationship, you know. So that's why he got mistaken. He's got that mistake. So for me, it's, I think in my case, I'll give my forgiveness to him or her, you know, but I will not stick to him anymore, you know, because I just let him go.
You would forgive, but you wouldn't stay.
Yeah, because
Well,
it's
fine. That works for me too. I can forgive and move on, but it's not going to work for me after that, because what that person is indicating
because
is that it's not okay.
yeah, and besides, the trust is already broken, you know.
Yes.
Because trust is like a glass, you know. Once it's already broken, whatever you do, it will never be back into the original one.
Yes.
So that's my view also of that.
And I'm looking at this from both sides. Mother-in-law. That's my mother-in-law, otherwise known as Super Sneeze. No, I'm giving my experience. The basis of my experience is from both sides. I've been the betrayer and I've been the betrayed. I've been the liar and I've been the lied to. I've been the one that broke the trust and I've had the trust broken. I've been taken and cheated on, and I've done the same thing. I haven't been an angel, but I've learned. And I've learned now that for myself, I need to be honest, loyal, and true. And I do that for me, and not just for you.
Yeah.
I do that for me and my self-esteem. Your self-esteem is a self-regulating thing. What you do regulates your self-esteem. In other words, if you are going around behaving like a real turd, then that's what you are. So you have to keep your hands clean, get your act together, be loyal, honest and true, which is what I am.
Yeah. So I have another difficult question for you.
I'm sure that you do.
As I said before, there are some foreigner came to the Philippines to look for young Filipina, you know. So my question is, did foreigner man came to the Philippines to get married so that there is somebody who will taking care of them? In other words, to be their caregiver.
To be a caregiver. So an aged person who comes and they it's as if they are paying someone for that. And there are agreements between men and women, foreigners and Filipinos, and there are agreements that the woman will be taken care of when the man dies. So if someone who is greatly advanced in their age and they come over and they are taken care of by a woman within the sanctity of a marriage, and then when they die, the woman inherits what in a way is her payment.
Yeah.
But then if it's a loving relationship, and I've known loving relationships like that. I've known when I lived in Florida, I knew someone, a Chinese woman, she came over, she married a man who actually had health problems. She took care of that man. I spoke to him. I talked to him. I talked to him about his relationship with his wife. And he said that he was more than happy that she'd be taken care of out of his estate once he died, which he knew was going to happen.
Tiny.
Tiny!
Yeah.
That it's not my mother-in-law sneezing, it's Tiny the dog barking.
Yeah. So good question, good answer. Huh? So just a way to help other foreigners.
Oh, by the way, I don't think of you as a caregiver because I'm going to live forever.
Yeah. No one is permanent in this world, okay? So we accept the fact of that. So my question is, no, it's not a question, but I want you to, what can you give an advice to the foreigners, who wants to marry a Filipina? What are the qualities of a Filipina that they needs to look at for?
Well, my friend Dan Christensen put it the best. I didn't realize that I was working to his standards, and he had his own rules that he worked by. And when he came over, he said the woman had to be poor because he is poor or did not have a lot of money. She had to have a religion that she was involved in, and that she had to have a good family, a good close family. He found all of those things. And when he told me that, I looked at it for myself and I realized that I had judged you on all of those things. Remember, I came over, I thought that your family was a good family, and I've been proved right over and over again. And now I actually think of your mom as being my second chance to be good to a mother. Because looking back retro vision, I wasn't such a great son. And now I have the chance to be good to your mom, and I accept her as my own family, as I do accept Balalut, and even though he's not my son, Talik, who is probably closer to me as a daughter than my own daughter. But I have a chance now to enjoy those relationships, have a chance to have brothers. Your brother Manurado, who we've also done a video on, and your brother Pastor Timio, who is also a good man. And I'm looking at her now as she's coming up, Manlina is like my sister, and I cared about all of those people that we're talking about. I cared about those, and they are my extended family, and I embrace them as I embrace the culture. And I don't, like many foreigners, I don't try to change every Filipino that I meet and make them American or British. I don't do that. I don't think that those countries, I don't think that the Americans are so happy, I don't think that the British are so deliriously happy that I need to try and take that way of life somewhere else. I embrace this way of life. We live on a mountain, 100 miles from anywhere. We've got a motorcycle and a truck, and if we don't have those going, then we walk. So that's the difference in my life now, and I embrace that. I'm happy with that.
So you state about what are the qualities that foreigners should look to the Filipina. Now it's time. What are the qualities that a Filipina should look to the foreigner before marrying?
They would be probably the same. But then I don't believe, when I came over here and I would like to meet someone, before I ever met you, there was a period of a few months where I would have loved to have met a woman. I don't believe that you can find someone who is going to be loyal, honest and true, knocking back alcohol in a bar, whose idea of having fun is to go to a bar and pay women to do whatever he wants. I don't believe that that will lead to a relationship that is worth anything. I believe that you should find someone, a man should come over and find someone who obeys the damn law. They should be poor. They should be. This is only my take on it, because I'm not wealthy. We, as you know, we have our difficulties. Month in, month out, we are short of money. We do what we can. We're short of money. We try and support those around us, our extended family, give work, pay for it, and do all of those things. But it's a struggle. Now, there would be no point in me looking for a stylish, expensively dressed woman with jewelry and a car and all of those things, and then breaking the news to her that I'm poor. I don't think that will work. So I think that if you come to the Philippines, talking directly to a foreigner right now, and a foreigner is anybody who's not Filipino.
Yeah.
So if you come here, realize you will always be the foreigner. You will never be accepted as a Filipino. That doesn't happen. Only in America does that happen, and perhaps in Britain. I don't think that you go anywhere else and accepted as being that part of that nation. You're on the outside, and you're on the outside here. I think the first thing that you should do is learn the language, preferably before you come, and then you won't be on the outside to the same degree. I think you should look for someone who is of the same economic standing as yourself. Now, I didn't get that with Beth, but my wife had held down 2 and 3 jobs while she put those around her through one of her relatives she put through college. That was going on while when I first met her, she was doing that. My wife was the one who took extra jobs to help others. This is, for me, is a woman of quality, and that appealed to me greatly. I did feel there is a difference, by the way. There is a difference in how Filipinas approach what Westerners will think of as the truth. Now, in the West, if you say to someone, well, men are used to this kind of truth. I've got a fly that's in love with me. If they ask a woman out, can you come out with me on Tuesday? If the woman doesn't want to go, she'll say, oh, no, I wash my hair on Tuesday. Well, how about Wednesday? No, Wednesday I have to stay in with my mother. There's what they call the acceptable lie. So that you don't offend someone, you will tell a little fib.
It's called white lie.
Right. And that very much is the way in the Philippines. Because even more so than in the West, people do not want to offend or take away your face. So the most important thing is to keep face. And so get used to the idea that you will have to use a divining rod to know what is really the situation. Okay? So that's what you really need to know. So they need to be honest, loyal and true, and they need to be in the same economic status. They need to have a good family that they're close to, preferably only 1 or 2 siblings, because that means that that you may have to help less, and I think that was important too. That's what I'd advise any foreigner coming here. And if you can know someone before you come, that will be another plus. Now, are you trying to tell me that we're near the end, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I would suggest. this is a huge subject, and marrying a Filipina has huge consequences on your life in good ways and not so good ways. Not so good if you choose not to change. If you choose to keep talking about how great it is in America, in Germany, in Greece, in the UK, and not see the good that is here, then go home. Don't come and be a guest in a country. Be accepted with a smile by a nation of people who have learned to be happy. Don't come here and take their hospitality and then bitch about them every day. Why would you do that? Go home. We don't want you.
Don't be so that.
So no, but that's really it. Don't criticize. Come over and learn the essence of happiness, because the Filipinos have it.
And
they
I think
can
it's
smile in the face of the worst possible wretched existence, and they can still smile.
yeah. Look the inner beauty, you know,
Yes,
and enjoy life.
yes.
So good job, you know. Good answer, excellent answer. So to all the viewers, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe, you know.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe. We have a GoFundMe, Island Hilltop Community by Terence Flannery, and you can go there and you can send in vast sums of money if you wish. We won't protest. But if seriously you see anything on our videos that you particularly enjoy, please comment. It's a big it's a big encouragement to us, and that helps us to know what other videos we should be doing. We know that the camera quality on our videos is not that great right now, and we're working on it. So thanks for the comments of the people that have suggested that, and yes, we're doing it. We're working on it. But right now, thanks for watching. This is a foreigner in the Philippines saying goodbye.
Yeah, have a good day and God bless.